They did the mash. They did the mash. It was a graveyard mash. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker, and I don't have a beard. I am so sorry. Welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host. I'm typically bearded. I am Luke Hatmaker. Happy Monday. It is Monday, and that means I got Uncle Buck with me who was singing. That means you had a good weekend. I love it.
Yeah, we had a good weekend. You know, just living the dream here in North Mississippi. We didn't have a ball tournament. Ole Miss didn't play, so I mean, like, I just was able to keep my peace all weekend.
Man, was it awesome?
It was.
Oh no,
It
it's gonna happen.
awesome.
I'm gonna get it. Dang it. Oh no, I'm sorry, Wayno. It's for Halloween. It's for Halloween. It will grow back. It'll be back next week.
Yeah, keep them coming in the comments. I'm just gonna keep posting.
I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen. Just keep them coming. We'll just jump right into it. For those of you just joining us on Monday, I got Uncle Buck, and we like to talk Grizzly stuff. The season starts. The season is starting, man. We got basketball on Wednesday, and I can't wait. I can't wait. It's here. We need less Mississippi football more often because you look like you're about to jump out of your chair. I love it.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Man, okay. Well, so the Grizzlies have a full roster now. Well, a full roster minus one. Because they signed Yuki Kawamura to the final two-way spot. I'm gonna round of applause for Yuki. We love Yuki. I think we were. I don't know anyone actually that didn't want Yuki on this team. I mean, do you?
He was like class president from like the first day of training camp. You know, everybody just loved him. You know, and I'm just glad that shortism is out of the way now. Like, we don't even have to worry about being shortest anymore in the NBA. Yuki has broken the glass ceiling. He's Japanese. He's 5'8". I'm one of those. So maybe I can make my way into the NBA now.
I support you. He does have the fact that he was the MVP of the Japanese league last year. I don't think you have that, but you could be.
No. But I mean, at that point, what's a resume really? You know
that
I've been in the lab. All right, and it's underground, no video cameras, the way it should be.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. We don't need this Ben Simmons stuff. Yeah, just draining threes.
No.
So, on the bigger, like the grander scale, what do you think that having Yuki on the team does? Like, what is? I mean, I think. Yeah,
this is for the fans. I mean, listen, Yuki is a man of the people, and I just want to see Yuki play basketball. Like, I'll go to South Haven and watch the Hustle for Yuki. I've never been to a Hustle game in my life. I've always said I wanted to go, but now I'm like, oh, I need to go. I need to go see Yuki because I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Like, everybody's like tying those Linsanity, trying to connect those dots and whatnot, but
yeah,
he's just so much fun, and there's something tangible, there's something relatable about a dude that does not look like he belongs on a basketball court be good in spurts. You know, it's like, that's my guy. I'm not 7 foot tall. I will never be 7 foot tall, but maybe if Yuki at 5'8" can make his way onto a two-way deal and get some minutes in the NBA, then maybe I can. Not me.
Well,
they couldn't afford me.
The proverbial you. Yes, they couldn't afford you. You said it, there is nothing quite like watching. I mean, at its very basis, this is a guy living out his NBA dream who probably was not. There's a 5'8" people don't play in the NBA. You know, he probably didn't expect this. It's got to be awesome. You know, like at the end of the day, just watching a guy like that play, he plays with a level of joy, man, that is tangible. It's tangible watching this guy out there. Even if he's playing garbage time in a preseason game, he's playing with like a full heart, which is really cool. It's really cool to see when that's our guy on our third two-way contract playing with that level of passion, you know?
It's so much fun, and it's just it translates to how he plays, and everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. And so I can't wait to just see him get a cup of coffee in the NBA because he's going to get it. And I think it's a testament to to international ball because that's the kind of the style of ball that he's played, and that it looks like he's very well adept in a team flowing environment, half court offense. And I think that's what the offense that they're installing this year is trying to look like from somebody who is not an X's and O's expert, but it looks like a European style National League offense, and I think he just fits it, and I think we found him at the right time.
Yes. I mean, and just I'm glad you brought up the actual scheme of it all, because stepping away from the human story of it, the human element of the story, which is like, this is excellent. You're seeing a guy that shouldn't be in the league, and that's a cool. The human interest story is there, but
yes,
a guy that is. The fit is there as well. Like, was it over? He had 15 assists over 2 games, like or something like that, like, or 2 or 3 games. Like, when it comes to moving that ball, like spreading, like ball movement, which seems to be a focal point of this new system, of this new offense, keeping that ball moving. It's like he stepped in and appears to be able to fill that role in the hustle as well. Like, I love when you see this sort of like, oh God, what's the word? Like this cohesiveness from the top to the bottom.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
your G League team is echoing the same sentiment that your main roster is. And that is only going to help you,
I think that's the magic that's made the hustle and these two-way contracts work so well anyways. I mean, if you just look over the history of the two-way contracts that end up converting into full-time Grizzlies contracts, I think it's because of that. It's because, they go and they try to win for the hustle, but the main goal is to try new things, further develop the Grizzlies offense, and try to get these guys. These guys' dreams are not to play in the G League. I'm sure they're very happy to be able to play in the G League, but they want to be on the Grizzlies. And so put them in the best situation to succeed in the NBA and for the Grizzlies. I mean, it's genius. And I don't know if everybody else is doing that, but they should.
Yes. That's a good point. These guys aren't playing to play in the G League. I don't think anybody wakes up and their dream is to one day play in the G League. Like that's what happens if if you play in the G League, that's awesome. People want to play in the NBA, and that's why you so often. Trey Jemson's a great example of a guy who was on like 3 different G League rosters last year because he wanted to stay on a team that gave him the best shot to be on a main roster, like to give him an audition, like a consistent season-long audition. And
where's he?
He's going to have that. If you know in the comments, let us know. I don't. He's one that I've not kept up with. I know Roddy's in Atlanta.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, when I was like,
I figured he was in China.
I thought he was on Phoenix.
Musical
chairs. So now at this point, like, but before we move on, but the Grizzlies are looking at a full roster. I mean, 14. I guess they still have 15 spots are still filled, right? They waived the kid that they signed that's going to go over to the hustle yet.
Yeah, that guy will be in a
that guy,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go into the regular season with 14 guys, and you're looking at 13 of them being fully healthy. So, I mean, I'm sorry, no, like 11 to 12 of them being fully healthy.
12.
I was subtracting 3 from 14 and got 13, so it's early.
Hey, this isn't a math show. We've never claimed to be.
I'm still reeling from the commanding jawline that you have that I never knew about.
What I'm worried about is how do I don't know how to get rid of this shade of skin that goes like it's like a paler. I'm really.
When you watch golf and they putt in their last putt on 18 and they all take their hats off and it's like, oh,
it's like, Jesus, that's what it is. I could just be the ghost version of myself. I'm pale enough. Moving on. There were some ghosts in college football this weekend. I mean,
there was some exercising of demons a little bit.
That's what I was going for. Let me tell you, my mama, I get a text from her Saturday early. I was trying to call her and she, just to say, hey, she doesn't answer. And I'm like, oh, that's weird.
You love me,
Mom. Yeah. I thought I was your baby boy and your oldest of blah, blah, blah. And she goes, sorry, I'm on my way to Neyland. And I was like, what? Okay, Rusty. I'm thrift store version. Yeah, keep them coming, guys. My mother, who is a little tiny lady, she was going to that ball game, that Vols game, man.
Oh yeah.
That's
Did she
we
make
don't
it
have
out?
she did. My stepdad got sick and had to leave her there, so she sat and watched the whole game by herself. And she was just like, my mother's the happy. She's lovely. She's the best woman in the world. Had a great time. She left the game. Excuse me. And my stepdad couldn't light his cigar outside because he was drunk. It was great. It was great. A lot of that happening.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the Vols, man. Like there's a lot going on in college football. Do you mind starting with the Tigers with me? Because the Tigers won. And
Yeah.
if you look, Army and Navy are quietly 23 and 24 in the top 25 AP poll right now.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me because
it's become a very good loss.
Yes,
that Navy loss, no one in a million years, including me on our show, we were not. I thought that was a horrible loss. I was ready to stick a fork in Memphis, and I still typically think that when you're talking about the playoff, they're probably pretty far out right now. But with some help, you've allowed yourself to stay in the conversation, and that's all you can ask for at this point. What a wild game at North Texas game. That offense for North Texas, they've got a kid that plays wide receiver. I can't remember his name, but everybody will know him because he's the fast one. I mean, just like a lightning bolt. Yeah, he's from Corinth.
What?
He's from my neck of the woods. Yeah.
Oh.
So he went and played off at community college, and he just popped up. And Buckets' brother is a coach in North Mississippi, and he was like, he used to coach at basketball at Corinth. He was like, "Hey, y'all, turn this on. This dude played for me." And so, man, he's fast.
Cool.
He's lightning fast.
That was one of those games I was like, come on, Memphis. Like, I felt like every time I would look up, that kid was breaking one. And that just makes you, like college football is a game that can switch. So like on a dime like that, we know it's a long shot, but it's awesome to see the Tigers won. It's like you said, that loss looks better and better by the day. I do want to shout out, we don't have to talk about it often, but I see DG in the comments. Indiana won again. I feel like he's calling them
that was a statement because Kurt Signetti is by far the best quote of college football season. Started when in his opening press conference when he says, "I just win. Google me." And then he's backed it up. My goodness, what a win! Like everybody's like, "Oh, Indiana's wins. That's cute. They've covered," which is why everybody really cares. Is that he's a covering machine?
Yes.
And then he goes and plays Nebraska, who everybody is like high on or getting high on. Everybody loves what Matt Rule's doing, and they dominated them. I mean, just mercy killed them at the end. Like,
dude, I that's the kind of win where the nation. I mean, that's the kind of thing. It's like you said, statement when the nation's going to start paying attention now. Like that's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, this is a program we got to start paying attention to.
Yeah, I mean, been great. Greer did in the comments said their starting quarterback is now out. I don't think it matters because every quarterback that played for him at James Madison won Conference Player of the Year for like 4 years straight. So it doesn't matter.
He's a guy where it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback for him. Yeah. Where it's like you look at let's say Miami. I don't know if they're as good as they are if Cam Ward ain't playing for them.
Listen, Miami is terrifying. If you're a Miami fan, I don't know how you sleep at night because you're talking about just eking out every single win. They got in a shootout with Louisville, and then they've been given the refs thefted wins away from two teams and gave them to Miami so that they're still undefeated. They're just ripe for an upset. When everybody happens, when it finally happens, everybody's gonna be like, all right, there's the one we've been waiting on all season.
That's the show us who you really are game. Like that's what I'm waiting for with Miami. Whereas, teams like Oregon looks good. Like
Oregon's good. They beat the brakes off of Purdue.
Yeah, go Boilermakers.
Listen, we went yard sailing this weekend with my family. My sister was in town, a long thing. And I'm not making this a long diatribe, but there was this guy that was at a yard sale. He was hosting it. And he saw my shirt. I was wearing an Ole Miss shirt. He was like, "I lost money on Oregon yesterday." And I was like, "They played Purdue. Like, you bet on Purdue?" He was like, "Dude, they gave me 10 points." I was like, Dude, Purdue's terrible. Like, dude, if you're betting on Purdue with
in football,
minus 10 against Oregon, like, dude, you just find another hobby, my man.
Maybe he thought he was looking at an old basketball line. Maybe he got confused because that's
Zach Edey still playing.
Is this that good Oregon Duck 10 seed? God, that's stupid.
But yeah, you want to talk Tennessee for a second?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Tennessee got to light up cigars for the second time in 3 years by beating Alabama. And I can't imagine any win against Alabama is a good win.
Yep.
I can't imagine a worse looking football game I've ever seen. Dude, that Nico is overthrowing everybody, which is he's right now like Joe Milton 2.0. He's like use Nico Iamaleava to overthrow communism, you know?
That's good.
But they found a way to get a win, and they're winning with defense. Dude. I don't know how Tennessee's done it. They went 35 minutes in the 2 previous games without scoring and won both of those games. And then they go to Kentucky and go 39 minutes without scoring. Like, I don't understand how in the world. Jalen Milroe sucks. Oh, he's my bad. Goodness, he's so bad. Like, bad, misused. He's not running. He's throwing these lob passes and, like, intermediate passes that require lots of touch into the flats, and it's like he can't hit them. No, they're bad.
He looks like he looked on yesterday, or what day is it? He looked Saturday like a rookie quarterback in the NFL who was thrown to the fire. Yeah. He did not look comfortable in a college system, like one that he's been playing in. He looked all over the place. Was it 2 years ago? Was that awesome game in Neyland where the Vols beat them? What was like 45-39?
Yeah, shootout. Last second kick, field goal to win it. Yeah.
Saturday's game one. They were both just trying to give that game away, man. And Tennessee, their playoff chances, they needed that one, man. Like especially looking the way they had to have it. They had to have it because they still got Georgia coming.
They do. And it gave them a little bit of wiggle room, too, because their one loss to Arkansas, yeah, that stings. But if you look around college football, like everybody's got a loss. This is the bet. I text our group message, our fantasy football group message on Saturday. I was like, this is the best year for the transitive property win because Vandy beat Bama, Bama beat Georgia, Georgia beat Texas.
Well,
Texas beat the defending champion Michigan. Like, is Vandy just the best team in college football? The transitive property is amazing right now. And Vandy lost to Georgia Southern.
Is Vandy the best team in college football? Clip that, y'all. Yeah. Clip that. That's what we need to clip.
Hey, the Doors are 25 in the AP poll.
Yep. What is it? It's Army, Navy, and the Doors are the bottom 3 in the AP. What is that?
Yeah. It's like it's like they're trying to be inclusive now, but they're winning them. Like, I mean, it's great. It is so good to see them to win it. And for an Ole Miss fan, like, sure, it cut me really deep to see Vanderbilt beat Kentucky, who beat Ole Miss. But still a good story.
Yeah. Yes. I mean,
the biggest story. Yeah. The biggest story, though, is Georgia beating Texas.
Yep.
And not just Georgia beating Texas. Yes, they were up 23-0. Yes, they dominated the first half of that football game. Yes, Texas benched Quinn Ewers at the end of the first half to go to Arch Manning, who didn't play any better, only to kind of get juiced up in the second half and make a run, but not without the referees doing something I never thought was possible. I've never, in my 32 years, I've been watching football for 28 of them, like diehard religiously watching football. Mm-hmm. I have never in my life seen a official throw a flag, announce the penalty, huddle up, and then redact the penalty. Throwing garbage aside, like, once it's announced, I mean, you can put it in stone. Like, you've told everybody, you're not going to go back on it now. Yes, you can throw. I've seen them throw a flag, huddle up, then pick up the flag.
I'll give you that all day.
But Texas intercepts the ball, gets called for pass interference, flags are thrown, pass interference is called, announced, the yardage was stepped off, the ball was placed. Texas fans lose their mind. And listen, I've been in high tension games as a fan before where I've thought, like, if I was ever going to throw a bottle, this would be it. I haven't done it, but like that was prime.
Justified.
Tennessee fans throw stuff on the field for nothing. Texas, I was like, okay, that's high tension. I get the outrage. I don't do it, but I get the outrage. But then to overturn it.
Did they cover off of it? I'm curious what the gambling implications were.
No, I think Texas was the favorite.
I was just curious because that felt like me. Somebody just had money. They were like, "Oh shoot!"
But you're talking about all the fans throw bottles and garbage on the field, and in the time that it took to clean it up, I guess they just watched the jumbotron and saw like, "Oh dang, I screwed up," and then reversed it. Said, "Undo, rewind, real quick. We messed up." At that point, if I'm Kirby Smart, I'm taking water coolers and throwing them out on. I'm losing my mind.
Yes, it's because it's unacceptable. You just can't. It's not.
It's the only way to make the right call and piss off both parties.
Yes,
it was the right call, but you've made it. Like Kirby Smart had just as much right to be mad as Texas fans had to be mad.
You got to have some backbone. If you're refereeing, if you are officiating any sort of professional ball, you got to have a backbone. You have to, especially in college when they might burn a couch on the way out. You know, like you got to be careful.
And this worked out perfectly for Georgia.
Yeah,
and it did because they dominated the game. Texas ended up scoring on that drive, but Georgia went back and answered immediately and just won the game by 2 scores. It ended up not being that interesting to end it. And so they got the big win, and they got to say, hey, they're out to get you. They're out to get you. You know, Kirby is a Saban disciple, and so he knows how to milk every little bit of drama and every bit of naysaying out of, like, he will motivate them any way possible. You remember when Georgia won, I believe it was their second or it was their first national championship. They said nobody believed in us. Everybody believed we were going 6-6, and everybody's looking around like what? Nobody said that. I think you're preseason number 1.
But it's like, nobody said that. What were you reading?
Yeah, and so it just they live in this. Apparently, they just live in this echo chamber in Athens, and whatever Kirby says goes, and he's able to just say whatever he wants to say, and they believe him, and it works. And Ole Miss plays them in 3 weeks, and God help us.
Yeah, hey, I'll go and give you a pass if you don't want to hop on with me that Monday. It'll be okay. I'm giving you a pass now.
I've taken my expectations down. We're just having fun.
That's right. Real quick before we go to a break, I know we're not a math show, but is there a percentage? And if so, what is the percentage that the Tigers make the college football playoffs?
I think that. Oh, let's just I'll talk while I pull up the AP rankings real quick.
Yeah.
So right now the top group of 5 school would be dang it, why I don't want this. Okay, let me find a different way. But Boise State, I believe, is still the highest ranked group of 5 school.
Let me
and
see.
So Boise State would have to win out.
Yeah, BYU.
Boise State would have to
they're
lose
17th.
a game.
They're 17th.
Yeah, BYU's in a power conference now.
Yep.
So, Boise State at 17, you need them to lose. You would need Army to lose. You need Navy to lose. And then I was looking others receiving votes. Washington State received votes. You need them to lose. UNLV is ranked ahead of you.
You need a lot of losing.
Liberty. Yeah, so it helps if you're a conference champion. So if you go and win the AAC, which would mean that you would have you'd have to beat Navy. You'd have to avenge that loss.
Run the table and beat Navy.
Yeah, and then you get some help, get Boise State getting beat in a game that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But, so Army and Navy are both in the American. So you need Army and Navy to and that schedule's weird.
Yeah.
So Army and Navy could play in the AAC championship game against each other. and then play the next week against each other in the Army-Navy game because it's always played
after.
And so
that's confusing.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. You're going to need a lot of help. You're going to need Army and Navy to both get a loss somewhere and then beat that team, the other team, and then get Boise State to lose and UNLV to lose because they're currently ranked ahead of you. Washington State's ranked ahead of you. Yeah.
You got a lot got to fall your way, unfortunately. But it can't happen. We're not saying it can't happen. It's just
crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened. I mean, hell, Vandy beat Alabama this year. Who knows?
Sure did.
Think about it. We're going to take a quick break, y'all. When we get back, we are going to talk about the weekend, talk about Mondays and talk about lasagnas, because that's what we do here on Mondays right after this break.
I think Zach Edey played well. He got his fouls in. He got them in for sure. But we saw some flashes of really what he can do, whether that's setting screens or just whether blocking shots or just making guys change their mind about shots or just affecting the quality of shots that guys were getting in the game. We saw that a lot. They gotta use him though, man. They gotta be able to find him a little better.
I was about to say they especially the whole first quarter. It was like because I think that lob that y'all had him, that was his first points of the game. So it was like the whole first quarter I did peep that. It was like I see everybody else attempting 5+ shots.
Right.
Y'all gotta find a way to give Zach Edey something like at some point. Everything was running well last night, right? The offense was flowing well. It's gonna come a stretch of time where they're gonna be stagnant, and at that time, that's when I expect them. Okay, hey, let's run a post play to Zach Edey.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
This is a question I don't know if you've ever been asked. Was there anyone you ever wanted to dunk on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you haven't getting a big kick out of that one. I think you've been waiting all day for that. Waiting all day to get that little jokey joke in. Oh, you got a joke. But yeah, I always wanted to dunk in the game. That's what I wanted to do. And it didn't have to be on anybody. I wanted it to be off of a missed shot, like on an offensive rebound, so that everyone's around or in the vicinity when it happened.
Did you ever dunk in practice and get overly excited?
Yes. and everybody be like, well, are you going to do it in a game? I'm like, no.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. You can catch all that, y'all. We got a lot going on this season for y'all, man. We've got Night Court Podcast. You just saw that. We got the Anthony Sane Show. That's Wednesdays and Fridays. We've got the $2 Sports Show. That's on Fridays. We're every Monday through Friday. We got no bluffing. That'll be today. Grizz 901 comes back. I'm going to throw this up because opening night, they will be
Bring out
back.
The big guns.
Bringing out the big guns. And I have heard from DG, this is going to be as close as Grizz 901 late night as they can get. So you can check all that out, y'all, at bluffcitymedia.co. Check it out. You can also go catch Jess Benson. She's on right now. Go check her out after our show. What were you saying, brother?
Yeah, me and Brevin and Yuki all have one thing in common. We've never dunked in a basketball game.
I was like, this could go a number of ways, and I'm so excited. The floor is yours. You took it the tamest, and I appreciate that. But back to our show. On Mondays, we do a little thing around here where we honor Garfield the cat. You know, he is the best. I have him on my desk. He's up with us every morning. He's got his coffee. It's awesome. He's a cat, but he thinks he's a human. It's the funniest thing in the world. He loves he hates Mondays, but he loves lasagna. I got it backwards. And so we talk about on Mondays what we loved and what we hated from the weekend. It can be basketball related. It doesn't have to be. I think it's important to acknowledge the good, acknowledge the bad in your everyday life. Life's about more than basketball. Acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I will go first. So my Monday over the weekend, man. So I had a house full of strep. I didn't have strep.
Oh,
I was,
no.
yeah, dude. Like Finn and
Yeah.
Kyla both had it. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I got my tonsils taken out when I was like 5. So it's really
Yeah.
difficult for me to get strep, knock on wood.
Right.
But it was just, we couldn't do anything. And I was having to like take care of everybody. And I don't know if you can tell, judging by the shave job, I don't do a good job of helping people. So like, it was just, I was having to pull like, yeah, what can I do for you? What can I, and it was just, everybody's healthy now. They got their medicine, but it was just a lot. My lasagna, I've started watching scary movies, brother. I'm going full into it. Watched Silence of the Lambs last night. Awesome.
Ooh, hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice. I'm sorry. Anybody?
Anthony Hopkins is just, he is a Halloween figure. It just if Anthony Hopkins walked into my house right now, it'd feel like Freddy Krueger walked in my house. Like, I just don't trust Anthony Hopkins at all.
Finn wants to be like a, you don't trust Anthony Hopkins at all.
I do not. Like, I feel like Anthony Hopkins is the evil, and he just, because that's how he portrays it so scarily.
I really wish someone would wheel him out and his Hannibal Lecter get up right behind you, and he was just in the mask.
Oh,
like,
no.
I've been trying to tell Finn wants to be like a slasher villain for Halloween. I'm like, bro, just go as Hannibal Lecter, man. That dude's scary.
Yeah.
If he's Hannibal Lecter, I'll go. Well, I'm not.
You go as Clarice?
I was gonna go as Buffalo Bill and be like, be like
the lotion in the basket.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
You gonna tuck?
Was she a great big fat person? I love Buffalo Bill. I think he's one of the best movie characters. Put the lotion in the basket. Sorry.
Oh man.
I'll do the tuck dance for everybody later. What was your Monday and what was your lasagna?
Please don't do a Halloween episode where you're dressed like Buffalo Bill. Just come. All we see is just Luke shows up on Thursday shirtless. It's like, what's going on there? Oh man, boy, I wish I didn't think of that. So for me, my lasagna. We'll start there. My sister came in town, and so my mom. There's 8 grandkids. So I've got 2 sisters. Between the 3 of us, we've got 8 grandkids. And so my mom's like, I want them all to come over and spend the night. And I was like, whoa, all right, whatever. And so they were all there. And so me and my wife and my 2 sisters and their husbands all went out Friday night. Went to the local watering hole, and when they were doing karaoke and just tore it down. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did.
Haley got up there and sang some Alicia Keys and brought the house down. My sister, who is also an incredible singer. Listen, karaoke is 99%, or it's 50% commitment and like 49% song choice. And then 1% talent that nobody cares about. If you got good song choice and you commit to it, like, it don't matter if you can sing or not, but they're both incredible singers. She picked Since You've Been Gone, and I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Just a perfect karaoke song.
That song's a banger.
Oh, yeah. And just took the house down. So we had a good time. Haley had to leave out early, but afterwards, then they went to a cigar bar and like smoked a cigar. Like, it was, I'm sure that was a lot of fun. But
you had an adult evening.
Yeah. And then, I'm having to think about like the worst part of the weekend. The weather was good.
That's okay. You're allowed to not have a Monday. We've not had that yet. You're allowed.
Haley she did go up to your neck of the woods on Saturday. Her brother lives in Nashville and was doing a Tough Mudder run.
I heard Tuck mutter, and I was like, tuck dance?
Tough Mudder? Yeah, it's one of those stupid things that people that exercise do where they go like, oh, 5K is not good enough. We're going to also like jump into pits and, and carry each other. And so she sent me a picture of this dude. They apparently run, and like a lot of people like dress up in different outfits and costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so she sent me this dude, a picture of this dude with a Speedo on. And she was
Tuck
like,
dance.
This guy's here. And, I was just like, I didn't want her to see that,
That's your Monday.
she was like, "Oh my gosh, look at this guy!" And I was like, "Please look away. You're not supposed to know that they can look like that.
They're allowed to look like that."
Yeah, no, don't look too hard.
Have her tune into the Buffalo Bill episode, and that will be like, put the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. I'm not Buffalo Bill for Halloween. I feel like I should preface this. I'll drop breadcrumbs. I'm not going to tell you right now. You get to see the facial hair. We're going to have costumes, by the way. I'm making everybody wear costumes.
Oh,
looking at you.
On Thursday?
Maybe not this Thursday. Maybe next Wednesday, the Wednesday before Halloween.
I gotta find a costume.
Yeah, just a little preview, everybody. It's going to be costume day. It's going to be costume day, and no one is allowed to be Buffalo Bill. No one's allowed to be Buffalo Bill, despite what you shave. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you for tuning in at home, y'all. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Sane. Thank you, Wayno. Thank you, King Meeks, everybody. Rusty. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you watching. It really does mean the world. Getting ready to like stay up and talk not hoops with you guys, talk life with you guys every morning.
Cannot wait.
Wednesday, baby. Wednesday.
The Jazz are going to be the first team to feel our wrath.
Yeah, they are. We're going to, I'm not witty enough to have a music thing, but we're going to trounce. Whatever. The Jazz are going to lose. Larry Markkinen's going to lose. It's going to be awesome. We're going to trump them. We're going to trump them. That's going to do it for us today. We'll be back tomorrow. Rusty's going to be with me. We'll run 3 wide on Wednesday, and I'm going to have Parrish with me on Thursday morning after the game. He's going to give us all the lowdown of the insider insights and everything. But go check out Jess Benson, everybody. Have a great Monday, and remember 2 things if I can leave you with anything. Remember to be a little weird, just a little bit, and remember to smile. See you guys. Have a good week.